Hey sixth graders, welcome to your third week of online art. So in today's live class, we're going to practice how to blend. So I know not everybody has color pencils. If you only have pencils, then I just want you to try your best to blend and do as much shading as you can. Remember, shading is like what I'm doing on the screen here. It's getting your color going all the way from really, really dark to really light. And if you do that over and over again on the scales, I'm going to demonstrate here like what it would look like on a scale shape. Your drawing will look really cool. So if you only have if you only have pencils, go ahead and just do this assignment with a pencil. If you have colors, then I will show you how to blend different colors. If you do not have color pencils, I suggest you still pay attention and learn how to blend colors because you can use that later. So you notice I have one side that's really, really dark and then the other side's getting lighter. And I'm going to try to repeat that on every scale. So my left side is dark and then it gets lighter. And if you noticed on the last one too, I used my eraser a little bit to pull out that highlight a little bit more. And it also helped me kind of blend my lines a little bit so I didn't have to smudge my drawing up with my finger. I'm doing that again there. Okay? So I'm just showing you, you want to get really, really, really dark, and then you want your drawing to get really light. If you're having a hard time blend, try to go the other way like what I just did. I just crisscrossed my direction. Okay, so if your drawings have black all the way to really light, they're going to pop out a lot more. Now I'm going to show you how to blend one color. And if you're trying to follow along, just try your best, and then this video is going to be posted so you can go back and you can watch it again. Anybody who turns in this assignment is going to get extra credit for the semester. So your dragon eye with color is due this week. If you want to turn this in too, you're going to get extra credit. But I do want you to learn how to do this because you guys are getting older now and we don't want to always just blend fill in everything solid like a coloring book. We want to start blending our colors. So what I'm showing you there is one color. And notice when I'm doing this blending, I go back and forth between my colors. That helps me blend better. So I'm going to shade one, which is that one color of blue. If you have a dark and a light, then you can use both of those, and your dark color can be your shadow and your lighter color can be your highlight. Okay, so notice I left a little tiny bit that's like pretty much not drawn in very much. And then I'm going to make that line really, really dark first, and then I'm going to blend in so that I know how dark I want my shadow to be. Okay, and if you have limited colors, but you do have a pencil, then you could mix your pencil in and make your drawing with color pencils and pencil, like what I'm doing right here. Okay, so for our next one, we're going to try to draw two colors and make two colors blend in. So I'm going to, on the back of this, write the color wheel real fast because I want to illustrate something to you. So our color wheel is red, orange, yellow, so it's a rainbow, green, blue, and violet. And I left a very big space for violet. So if you pick two colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, they're going to blend a little bit easier, okay? Because they naturally kind of fade into each other. Like red and yellow make orange, so red is easier to blend into orange. Okay, so I'm just writing that there for you again. Colors next to each other blend easier. So that doesn't mean we can't try to blend other colors, and we will, but we're going to start with the easier one. So my colors were yellow and orange, and then I had a yellow-orange color, so that's the color in between. So I'm going to use all three of those. I'm going to try to do a little bit of a value scale, and then I'm going to make a scale again. So I'm going to put my yellow down. And one thing I didn't mention yet with blending is the thing that's going to make you blend best is when you press really hard on your pencil for the dark areas and really light for the light areas. Now my phone died, so I'm going to make that value scale for you again. So I started with my lighter color, which is yellow, and notice I blended it pretty far because I want that yellow to blend into the orange. So you don't want the colors to sit right next to each other, you want them to overlap. Okay, so now I'm mixing in that yellow-orange, and then I'm making that orange really dark, so I know pretty much like what my goal is for how dark I want that side to get, and then I can blend from there. Whoops. And notice the scale that I started. So I started with my highlight color, which is yellow, and then I put that dark orange around the edge, and then basically what my goal is from there is to use the medium color and just blend inwards from there. And I'm going to show you on the side here. It's really hard to see because I'm coloring really, really lightly, but I'm making little teeny tiny, very light circles, and that helps me blend a little bit more seamlessly. So I'm mixing in that medium tone right now because I thought it could have a little bit better of a blend. Okay, and I was really careful not to go over the yellow with my orange because I want to keep that highlight there. And see, I went in and I added just a little bit of dark still on the corner. Okay, and I'm showing you here again how you can use your pencil to just add that extra kind of pop. Okay, now we just did two colors that are close to each other on the color wheel and that blend easier. And so what we're going to try now is two colors that are further away from each other on the color wheel. So that's kind of like our challenge here. So I think I wanted to pick something with violet first, but then I couldn't find violet, so I had to change my mind there. Okay, so I did red and blue. Those are pretty much like almost across from each other. So you notice there on the side, I'm just kind of testing them because sometimes the outside of colored pencils don't match the insides. So I'm just testing to see which color really is the lightest and which color is the darkest. So I'm starting with my light blue, and notice I pressed lighter and then I pressed harder as I went to the middle tone. Okay, and then I'm getting the really dark blue, and I'm making my red be the light color and the color that kind of blends it together. So depending on the pressure of your hand, you can make a color that could be a little darker, actually a little lighter if you press really light on it. Okay, so I'm starting with my middle color here, my highlight on the very top, and then I'm putting my dark shade around the edge. Okay, I want that to get pretty dark, so then I know again where I need to shade from and how much I need to shade. So for this one, you're going to notice me putting in a lot more back and forth between these colors because they don't blend as easier, so I had to keep using them over and over again to make that blend happen. Okay, and the next one that we're going to do is 3 colors. So, oh no, this is the one where I was thinking to do violet, blue, green, but I didn't have violet, blue, green. So we're going to start with 3 colors that are again next to each other on the color wheel. Here's me searching for violet, which I could not find. So I changed my mind and I went with red, blue, green, and yellow. Okay. So, and this is going to feel like a lot of repeating because the same skills you're going to pretty much repeat over and over again, just with different colors. But it's really good to practice these types of skills, and then when we do our artwork, we just kind of already know them. So it's pretty obvious for this one. Yellow is my lightest, green is my middle, and then blue is my darkest. Again, I started really dark on that edge, and I'm working my way in. Now the first one that I did with orange and yellow, I went really, really careful with that one, and I took a long time blending it. If that kind of art doesn't make you happy to do, if you don't like to blend for a really long time, you don't have to. So there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of lines showing up in your drawing. So I did some that had a little bit more lines so you could see what that would look like, and maybe experiment with what you like to do. Okay, so I started again, that really dark tone, my blue, and I pressed hard on the edge. I'm just going to pull that up a little bit, go into my medium tone, be really careful about not drawing too much on my highlight area, and then put my highlight in. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is, so the next set of 3 colors that we're going to work on are going to be colors that are not close to each other on the color wheel. So I just picked blue, green, and orange. So I will again take all 3 colors and just see which one is dark. I wasn't sure about that green, if the orange or the green was darker, so I wanted them to go closer. I decided I was going to make the green dark by pressing harder. And this one I'm really not going to blend too much. I really don't mind if you show your lines. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, but that does not mean that I want you to be careless. Okay, there's a big difference there. So, kind of crisscross those lines a few times to make them blend, and then I'm going to work on applying that to that scale. So, again, same exact steps. You're going to make your darker shade go around the edge, press hard, get the dark as you want it to be, and then work your way inwards from there. Make sure again, just as a reminder, that you are overlapping your colors, not just setting them side by side. That means you're letting the colors go on top of each other. That means you're switching back and forth between your pencils to keep blending and just keep working on the blend, which means that it doesn't just abruptly stop one color to the next, okay? So it's up to you as far as how many colors you want to use, what colors you want to use, but be creative and challenge yourself and make your dragon art really cool. Remember, fill up the entire page and make sure that you're showing blending that shows darks, mediums, and lights. And here's a really great example from a 6th grader at McFarland last semester. So take inspiration from this, make it totally your own, but have fun, learn something new, and make sure you turn it in by the 14th.